you know. So I was taking this medication against these things. I thought I had bugs in here. Dermatologist is not telling me anything. And I didn't know what it was until I get finally this report from the hospital, lots of sheets of paper on different bacteria, viruses, this and that. And that stuff what I have in here, these are Streptococcus, maybe aureus, or I'm getting confused a little bit. It is Staphylococcus. I have 3 of them. And this causes these blisters, you know, and this is crazy. And that's the problem, you know. So these guys were fighting back. Let's see, it worked, that antibiotica worked only 5 days. On the 6th day, it started to itch a little bit. On the 7th day, I had a Syrian work, Syrian, you know, Syria, the war that we're having, not far from here. That's what it's all about. And I told that the chief doctor, I have this problem. I said, I'm not going to continue on using that. He said, you should use it for these 4 days. And I said, what for? And then I stopped using it. 2 weeks later, I tried it again for 4 days. Same bullshit again. They got resistant again, you know? This is like fighting the Borgs. You fire at them with a laser. When the 3rd maybe laser, they've adjusted to it. You know, they're fighting you now. You got a problem. This is the same thing happening with this shit here, you know? Then his son gave me a pill, a prescription, which I had already a few years ago about scabies. But he doesn't know anything about it. I told him I have itchiness, this and that. He doesn't really know, but he wanted to help me. He thought also maybe, okay, you know what, this is the same, Imirit, something like that sounding. I don't know. These are 4 tablets in 1 box. I've mentioned that already in another clip. That's 1 prescription. But I need 5 tablets. I should take 5. So I need 2 tablets, 2 prescriptions at 10 tablets, but I need only 5. Why is the pharma industry not making a box with 5 tablets? Because this is all about fucking money. Might as well put 2 tablets in 1 big box. For 1 prescription, you're paying $5 for it. This is all about money. This isn't about healing you. He did this about robbing you. That's what it's all about. Where's this justice? Where's this justice, huh? About for us. We are nothing more than like rats. We, the people that are sick and ill, we are nothing more than rats. And the doctors are the ones that play God with us. The pharma industry plays God with us. You know, they're screwing the doctors, but maybe the doctors don't know about it. Because you buy a medication, get a medication against like this. Side effects are about 99 of them. Why? Think about it. I'm a physician. No, I'm a chemist, example. The pharma industry comes to me and says, okay, we need a new pill against this stuff here. Okay, make one. There's, okay, we have this to help against it. Okay. But we want also, the pharma industry is telling me, we want also some side effects. Okay, here's the list of side effects. 30 or 35 of them, or make 95 of them. Okay, all kinds of stuff. These bacteria, I will also implant or put them inside of that pill before it's going to be mixed and pressed and whatever. So the actual, what is to help me for, it's not going to help a lot, you know. You're screwed. Side effects, you get a lot. So this junior prescribed me this back then, a few years ago, from that dermatologist. You know what I got? Swollen feet. You know what I got this time? Think about it. Swollen feet? Right, bingo, 500%. You are a new contestant in The Price is Right. Yes? So that's what I got from it. And from then on, the real war started. This in here happening while I was taking these pills for, actually these were against anti-scabies, that didn't help here at all, these things. It helped nothing. What it activated here, this kind of fucking war it activated on both sides. These pills activated this shit here. They were so fighting back, I'm telling you, like in all the other clips you've seen already before. It was itching me like crazy, you know, and I went to the doctor 2 days ago about these papers from the university. I said, I need this pill, this stuff we were talking about, this major antibiotica. And all the other ones I'm going to take also. I want also to continue on with the antibiotica. This guy, or this physician gave me at that hospital that emergency stuff, that beside it is called the KVB. It's a unit that's it's Saturday or night, you're calling them and they come to you and give you some medication, whatever, because everything's closed, right? So he gave me this kind of antibiotica where that university tested already and said it's a very good antibiotica, which is logical because that antibiotica has 2 bacteria in it. It has an antibiotica, a penicillin in it, and also an antibiotica to take care of that penicillin. So then when the penicillin decides, no, we're not going to fight that bacteria anymore, that bacteria is telling us to stop, okay, we'll stop. These guys are here to make sure that this penicillin will not stop, to continue on. So that is a very smart antibiotic for me, don't you think? So this I want also to continue on because the pills that they were selling me with, this was garbage. I still have one here, an antibiotic. I didn't start it because I still had a few pills of that, and I want to get rid of this. But those doctors don't seem to understand what's happening here. These bacteria are killing off the antibiotica Wirkstoff that it is working, So what's happening? What else? Eventually, first, this woman doctor said, this young assistant, I can't prescribe you this. I said, because you're not allowed to? Yes. Because that's a Gemeinschaftspraxis. There are many doctors. There's a chief there and many other doctors, younger ones, doing assistants, whatever. And the chief has the saying. His son was also on that day there. So I said, why don't you ask his son, son so-and-so name. And he may call the doctor. He's at home, because I want that. I was thinking already, where else am I supposed to go now when they're not going to give me that? What is the shitty problem? They're playing here. So eventually she went there. She even examined me here, she examined this. The physician, the doctor at that hospital, that KVB, he was the first one who examined me this. And he saw it. That's why he gave me a strong antibioticum. That was the one with two types of bacteria. One is taking care of the other one, that the other one will continue on. And here that new, so she's there a while already. She's still in learning, but she's doing a super job. And she was the second person within, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, to check, taking gloves and check this. A few days before I went to the dermatologist with this crust and those eggs, telling her about it, and she's looking through her ridiculous magnifying glass. That's what I'm having here, built here for that 800 times, I say microscope. It's not is it a microscope? I don't know, it's just enlarging things. But a microscope, what it's actually doing is the light is coming through it, and you can see inside of the thing, right? So I don't know, this what I have is just a magnifying glass, So here also, the dermatologist, she put on her gloves, used 2 giant tweezers to work on a little like about this fingernail top, this top part, white part, even smaller one, with eggs. And she fucked up even. She took it and she pressed it on a piece of paper. What is if she just pressed the wrong side? The eggs are underneath. With this magnifying glass, you almost see nothing in there. You see, that's what I saw. The top parts of this brush, you could say these are what I saw on the magnifying glass, that shitty ones that all dermatologists in Germany have. It's ridiculous. It's a big flashlight. The light is shit, and the magnifying is also shit, And so dull, even the gray underneath it was on top of it. And so unclear, so very tiny. Even in the distance one you see here on the screen, not the front one, the back one, they were that small. You could barely identify anything. And she's telling me that these are, I don't know the name of it now. And this is ridiculous. Here, she diagnosed that this is that. And here gave me a medication. I'm supposed to put it on the wounds. It is alcohol, 95%. Might as well, put gasoline on yourself and light yourself. From that dermatologist, I've been getting only bad shit. She wanted never to do any biopsy, only to see an allergic test. Ridiculous! But I went to her again because she's the closest one here nearby, But I could, now that I know that there's this KVB, Kassenärztliche Vereinigung Bayern, this is, instead of going to the emergency, you go there. Now that I know we have to go there by bus, it's only about 5 or 10 minutes from there, or 15. But still, this guy is an experienced physician and he knows what he's talking about, and he gives you the right prescriptions, the right examination, diagnose, whatever. This dermatologist knows shit. To put it this way, all dermatologists know shit. You know what? And when I wrote something similar to that, the professor that I've been writing with, the female professor, she's a super doctor,